All right, Kiss Army, welcome to the KissFAQ podcast. Thank you for giving us your time today and letting us into your head. I hope we don't do any damage. This is a Kiss-related podcast by the board, for the board. We hope that you enjoy.
All right, welcome to the KissFAQ podcast. I'm your host, Julian Gill. Today we've got Daniel, we've got Ken, we've got Mark Anthony K, we've got Lonnie, we've got the whole gang here to stick a knife in the back of the Deathmatch series with the final rounds. There are what? How many songs left? There are 8 songs left. So that, I believe, works out, 4 rounds left. So it's going to go fast. It's going to go furious. I want to thank everyone who's taking the time to join us this morning, this evening, this afternoon, or in the middle of the night, wherever you happen to be. We do appreciate you chiming in. Your opinions are going to count today. So you are going to be a part of these final matchups because it's only fair after we've all had the chance to pontificate about these asinine matchups that have come out of the hat that you get to be complicit in our crimes against Kissmanity. Sound good?
Kissmanity. I like it.
Absolutely.
I have my coffee. I'm ready to go, even though I'm really tired. But before we get into the death matches, I do want to talk about the Destroyer 45 merchandise that went on sale on Thursday.
Dynasty,
not Destroyer.
Destroyer. Did I say Destroyer?
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
Destroyer.
The other
We
D.
must be
Keyword.
due for another release of that. So thank you for the correction.
It's coming.
It's coming. So let's get your guys' thought on some of this merch. The one that I bought is already sold out. I actually bought it. I'm very surprised. I usually just look at it and say, forget it. But I want to see what that looks like with the Mylar-ish cover and how they're going to do that with the metallic print. I will probably not open it because I don't care about picture disc. It's going to be one of those things. I will wear that shirt, but I will probably flip the LP and poster and bag and all that crap after I've held it. It serves no purpose. But what did you guys think of it? Lonnie, let's start with you.
I think the T-shirt that comes with the color disc is absolutely horrendous. I mean, it is just absolutely terrible looking. I mean, the Dynasty album is so iconic with the 4 faces like that, and that's the T-shirt we put out there. I mean, it doesn't have anything with the colors of the outfits or anything at all. It is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But I'm a sheep like Julian, and I did buy it though. And I was on right away yesterday morning, Thursday morning, and the picture disc was still there, but I have all the colored. I have like 1 or 2 of the picture discs, and I just didn't buy it, and I could have, but I didn't. I mean, the jersey's different. It's a different concept than what we've been getting, but I was like, well, where am I going to wear that though? And so I didn't order it. I bought what I usually get, which is the color, even though the T-shirt was horrible, and I'll probably cut the sleeves off it and mow the lawn in it.
Yeah, and I'll be going through all the other merch. So let's just start with these T-shirts and the LP packs before we go to some of the other stuff. Ken, you are always the positive purchaser.
Positive.
Uh-huh.
That's
Optimistic Ken.
PP.
King Sheep.
Positive.
PP.
Yeah, I mean, I heard about it. It was probably going to go on sale, so I set my alarm to wake me up at 6 a.m. Figuring that usually it's around 6 or after, whatever. So I woke up, looked at my phone. I said, it's probably not on sale yet. But I looked at it, and then I went to the Kiss Online, and I was like, oh, it's there, I guess, already. So I said, okay, I'm going to get up. And I looked at it. I was like, oh, did they really have to do that other, that gold, Return to Kiss image for the colored picture disc? I was like, oh, shoot. They force you to buy that stuff with the shirt because there's no way to buy it separately. So it sucks. They used to, but now they I don't know. They need more money, I guess, right? So whatever. So I was able to get both. I did, so I ended up buying both. The baseball jersey is kind of different, and okay. So You might see me wearing that here on the podcast a few times. I don't know about the other shirt though, but those are the only two things I got. I could say only, but it's an expensive purchase. That picture disc one they charge a lot.
Daniel.
Yeah, I think that T-shirt that Lonnie mentioned, it looks like, I don't know if you've seen the cover of this recent Swedish movie I think it's called Triangle of Sadness. It won some prizes in Cannes and so what. On the cover of that film, there's a woman vomiting gold. And I guess the T-shirt is what she hit, because it looks like a vomit of gold on that T-shirt. It looks pretty awful. The baseball thing is, it's okay. Didn't get any of these things, but I was looking forward to like a nice, cozy, big green cape, a la Peter Criss, something to wear in the winter over here in the northern parts of the country. So I was looking for wearing those lion things on my shoulders.
Like a bathrobe.
Yeah, walking around in that one to work, that would have been something. But these T-shirts, didn't buy any of it.
Well, Mark, you said bathrobe, and when I saw the kimono, I know that you're a Rush fan, and they wore kimonos. So you bought the I Was Made for Loving You kimono, right? And we're going to see you modeling that for an episode down the road, right?
I wouldn't wear that if you gave me $100,000. Honestly, that is the most. I can't say what I'm thinking because it's it's not politically correct anymore to say that, but it just doesn't jive with me. That, especially the color. Let's just leave it at that. And honestly,
nothing else.
This round of merchandise has really taken me to the point of where I'm like so uninterested in any further stuff. It's unbelievable. The fact that they're making you buy a T-shirt that looks like shit if you want to get the vinyl is unbelievable. I mean, this is ridiculous. I know everyone's going to say it's Beautiful's business strategy. They make you go and buy it if you want the record, but really, it's just stupid. Because what if the person doesn't want it? What if there's somebody out there who can't afford to get both those things, but they really want the vinyl? Now you're making them either force themselves to drop extra coin for something that they don't want, for something for the other thing. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. I don't like the picture disc. I've never been a big picture disc person, and for the amount of money they're asking for that's just ridiculous. That much money for that, because first of all they sound like ass anyway. So why would you buy that? It's just strictly a collector's piece for sure, right? But I don't know and it's all the same shit. Cornholes and all these other things that you get with the pins and all these others. Yeah, like all this other tchotchke crap, come on, man. Give us something good. What happened to the soundboard stuff? Like, that's the stuff I'm more interested in. Not this other stuff, man.
They can't do it without approvals, and that's not happening.
That's great, but if this is what they're going to be offering, I'm out.
Just real quick, I'm sure one of the listeners is pretty good at Photoshop. I'm looking forward to someone of you putting Mark's head on that kimono and put it in on the Facebook page. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
It's coming now that you've said that you hate it, and now that we know that you don't approve of Rush in that era either, that they were wearing kimonos. I mean,
well, I don't mind that they wear kimonos, but they would never wear a pink kimono. Let me put it that way.
That's not pink. That's masculine burgundy.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Especially with the hips.
That's Richard Simmons pink. That is right there.
Anyone else got any thoughts on the rest of the merch that I had to go to Mark on the kimono and harass him?
Yeah.
Mirrors. I think the mirror looks cool, and I think the bandana. I'm not too sure about the rendering of the faces.
Ace looks like a Creature's Ace, almost. Creatures of the Night Ace.
And Peter's looking a little bit like Eric Singer there. So, but I think the design is decent enough on those. The buttons, I've got no use for buttons with the faces on it. That black T-shirt, the Return of Kiss long sleeve, it's all right. But
oh, there you go.
There it is.
All right.
That's what I think of the merch. There you go.
Oh man!
All right. So Ken is the shepherd. I am clearly a sheep as well for purchasing, but there we go.
Yeah.
Again, it doesn't matter. We did a long episode celebrating it, and that's how Universal does it. They've got stuff to sell. It's all they're able to sell at the moment. So, it's better than nothing. And the picture discs people do enjoy, whether we like them or not. It's a subjective thing.
Yep.
All right. Anyone got any other news for shit that's happened during the week? I haven't been keeping track of anything. I don't think there is anything else. All right, then let's get into the death matches. I want to just welcome everyone who's been on the stream commenting: Ronnie Parker, Sia Mack, Bill Phelps, Opal Archive, Austin Newland, Lars Stindholt, Gregory Pegg, Jerry C. Let's make sure I don't miss anyone. And Mike Shue. Thanks for joining us. So we've been through many rounds of death matches together. It's been a very interesting and sometimes contentious journey. I will never forgive you for voting Deuce off the island. You really have hurt my feelings, and I can show you on the doll where it hurts. It hurts everywhere. But let's look back at some of the previous rounds, and hopefully you guys have gone through the list, because I haven't had time to pick out some of the rounds that had the most egregious matchups with some of the most egregious losses to songs that you think strongly should have moved on, like Read My Body, Bang Bang You. Someone go.
Well, I looked at it the other day, all the matchups, and there was a number of them that kind of irked me. Going back looking at it, kind of like
Gene songs losing.
Right.
Some of them, yeah. Well, here's one. Let Me Know was against, I don't know which round it was, but Let Me Know against Fits Like a Glove.
That's easy.
I know for you, yeah. But Let Me Know lost Fits Like a Glove. I still can't get over that one. That's just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it should have lost, yeah.
Well,
I guess it was me and you that voted for Let Me Know.
Because you guys
probably got outvoted.
I know I didn't vote for Fits Like a Glove over.
I know I voted for Let Me Know.
And then another one was I Stole Your Love and against Creatures of the Night.
That's
and Creatures of the Night won that one. And I can't believe that one either. That one's Creatures of the Night was a really, really good song, but come on.
It's awesome.
You vote against Creatures of the Night almost every time it came up.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Here's another one. Creatures of the Night was against Creatures of the Night was against Strutter, and Creatures of the Night beat Strutter too. So
if you keep forgetting, Ken, these are album versions we're talking about here.
Yeah, that's fine. I like
70s,
the album version of Strutter.
The album version of Strutter is nowhere near as good.
It's that's just production only.
And we've been taken to task over that. People have said that we should not have narrowed this down to just putting the studio versions of songs against one another, because a song is a song. A song is manifested by its best performance or representation. Do you think there's any validity? Daniel, you're disagreeing already.
That would be so hard, because we would be voting for different versions of each song. I like the Alive 3 version. I'm going for the Alive 1 version. I like the one on the live CD that I got when I was on tour in 04. I mean, we have to structure that kind of show in a different way, but it's a good idea if you just pick your favorite song and then tell the people which version you like the most, but we would have to do that in some other way.
And you say,
I agree.
You guys say, I pick Gene all the time, but it was a Gene against Gene. Deuce versus I Love It Loud, and I Love It Loud beat Deuce. I know Julian, he didn't get to vote on that one, and he should have voted. Voted period anyway. But Deuce should have won that one. And then there's I Want You and Nowhere to Run. Again, I Want You. Now, if we're going to talk production, Mark, I Want You. A whole lot better production than Nowhere to Run.
No way. I like Nowhere to Run.
Yes. Yeah.
No way. Not even close.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
No,
but anyway.
not even close.
Yeah. Anyway, those are some of the ones that
Clearly, by the vote, that was incorrect.
Bothered me. I like, what's going on?
I think one of the best things about these previous rounds is anywhere where Mark has had to vote in favor of an Ezrin song over something else. That
and it has happened.
It has happened, and it has been a moment of joy to watch you kind of swallowing your tongue and doing what's right. And Mark, I'm very proud of you of being capable of putting that animosity behind you in order to do what was obviously very right, because
I'll do what's right. I've never voted incorrectly, I think, in these things. I've always thought that what I think is right is the way most of the people should go, and people have,
You're like the people at my office that have never been wrong about anything in their fucking life.
Including my good friend Lonnie, who has voted several times my way as well. We have seen eye to eye with Creatures of the Night throughout this list. Me and Lonnie, we have seen eye to eye on that in many different songs. So, and same with my good friend Daniel. And
none
Ken
of us
as well.
are ever wrong. We have never been wrong as Kiss fans.
Don't you know that Kiss fans are always right about everything, right? So,
yeah. Well, why don't we get into the first round and narrow these 8 remaining songs down to one. So, audience,
this is going to be really hard.
This is it.
Be ready on your keyboards, because I am only going to take your first.
Get it right, people.
Get it right.
We yell that.
And you can wait until we've all gone and skew it if you wish, because Unholy is going up against.
Come on now.
I Love It Loud.
Yes.
Gene versus Gene. This is horrible.
I like that one. Can I start?
Yeah, you can start.
I just have to say that Unholy, when it comes to production, sonics, I think it still holds up. I think it's hard to top the sound of that song. It's so brutal, so dark, and then add the Vinnie Vincent lyrics, great lyrics about the darkness of mankind, and that, religion and everything aside, it all comes from us. We're good, we're evil. I love the lyrics to that song, and the performance is, of course, one of Gene's best ever, I think. And the chorus is so catchy, and we all know the live version didn't work, but the studio version sure as hell did. So I'm going Unholy, although I think it's one of my favorites. So I'm voting Unholy.
I'm going to go Unholy as well. Big surprise.
No, please do take a moment to think about it and duly consider your options here.
Didn't have to. I Love It Loud is good. I mean, it's a great song. Julian's still a little mad at us that it beat out Deuce, but it ends here. Unholy is superior.
All right, Mark.
Unholy. I'm definitely going to go number 3 with that. So I think that Unholy is definitely the better track. I love It Loud. I was a big champion of it as well throughout this as well. But, if you're going to talk about 2 albums that have fantastic sonics as far as production, those are the 2 albums you got to talk about. Revenge and Creatures of the Night. They were both stellarly recorded records and have both fantastic songs on it. But I have to go with Unholy on this. I mean, Mr. Kulik, my favorite Kiss member of all time, did some fantastic guitar soloing, and it's just overall a sonic masterpiece. I'm going with Unholy.
Ken.
I'm going with I Love It Loud, because Vinny, well, he co-wrote both songs, Vinny.
Well, there you go.
But I'm going to go with I Love It Loud, because I think I give Unholy the ding because it doesn't translate good live.
We're not talking live, Ken.
I know, but I'm just saying both. I Love It Loud translates both great on record and great live.
That's true.
I gotta bring the song itself into it, and if it really works, all the way around. Like you said, if you play a song on a guitar, like acoustic guitar, if it's good, it's good, right? I don't know if Unholy is good on acoustic guitar.
I Love It Loud
It's
wouldn't
not
be good on acoustic guitar either.
It's not good. Oh, it sure was.
It would sound like shit.
Anyway,
on
I'm going with I Love It Loud.
I'm with you, Ken.
Even though it's probably going to lose.
I Love It Loud. Quintessential comeback song. Powerful and attractively produced. Bombastic and not contrived in any way. Written in a gymnasium. No, Eric Carr's drumming on that song, the guitar, the simplicity of the guitar, the chant, the fade in, fade out, and then you transform yourself a decade later, and Unholy, for me, does not measure up in any way, even though it is a powerful song and a whole different kind of introduction to a rebirth of the band after a challenge. Just, there's no comparison for me.
I never got why you hated Unholy so much, you.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, I think you always you always bash Unholy. Every time, every single time. Well, it's heavy, but they sell out. So blah blah blah.
You'd probably vote for I Finally Found My Way over Unholy.
Yeah,
no,
I think that.
No,
yeah,
I'm not.
No one would do that, Mark.
He could go either way.
No, I don't go either way either. I'm not wearing that kimono. No, I don't hate Unholy, but I just have my memories of the time are when it came on MTV. I was just like shark jumping.
I think you had problems in your personal life in '92, and that's what you or something. Because how you were able to not see the greatness of that song, it just baffles me. I mean, after Hot in the Shade and Crazy Nights, you see Unholy. It's such a comeback song, and you just sellouts. Well, what about the Crazy Nights and Hot in the Shade then?
There are songs on both of those albums that are better than Unholy.
No.
We're just gonna have to disagree and move
agree
on
to disagree. Yep.
Disagree to agree. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unholy. 10-6. Yep. Unholy wins, and we'll move on. Next round.
Looked like it
Next one.
from the audience participation.
I'm not surprised, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Most people are blinded by reality.
Don't start over now. Yeah.
Julian will vote against it again.
Jesus Christ. Sour grapes.
He'll vote against it again when it comes back around.
It's okay. You guys can be wrong all you want. Black Diamond.
This will be easy.
The favorite.
Detroit Rock City.
Oh Lord, what a matchup. Jesus.
What was said about one of these two is going to be the winner? Well, one of them is taking an early shower, and I really don't like that matchup at all.
Nope.
But that is how it goes. Ken, let's start with you.
Well, I got to go with Black Diamond. I love it. Every version I've heard of it, even though the production it may not be the greatest, and the ending of it, of course, is whatever. You just take the needle off the record, or just hit stop, or whatever you need to do.
It's so great.
Black Diamond. What?
It's so great you can't finish the song. Take the needle.
Oh yeah, it's so great. It is. I usually do finish the song. I do. I don't.
Nice say there. Yeah.
I don't stop it. I just let it. Okay, it's going. But I think it's a fantastic song. Great song. Everything's great about it. The riff and the solo, the singing, Paul's intro, Peter Criss. The whole darn thing is just fantastic. I love it. I just love it. I think it's my favorite. Yeah, I said it's my favorite song, Kiss song, I think. So I got to go with Black Diamond. Detroit Rock City, great classic riff, song. They play it all the time. Yes, too. But I still like Black Diamond. I like the riff in that better. It's just, I don't know, just better. A little bit better. I wouldn't say it's a lot better, but it's a little better. So Black Diamond.
All right, Mark.
I don't know. For me, it's pretty simple. I love both songs, but I'm going with Black Diamond as well. Black Diamond to me has been the quintessential Kiss song. Always has been, always will. I mean, they based a whole production number around that song to end their concerts. Every time in the 70s when they ended their tour, pretty much they used Black Diamond. They always had the drum riser bit and all that stuff with it around there. They never did it with anything else. Not even with what Detroit Rock City did. They put such an elaborate production around it when they used that for some sort of an ending. Because I mean, I think Black Diamond, it represents everything that's great about Kiss in one song, and I think the fact that we got Peter again singing in that, and his singing is so fantastic, and I think to me it's the Kiss song, so I'll always vote for that. Don't get me wrong, I like Detroit Rock City, even though it's on that album, but I do like Black Diamond better.
Yep.
All right. See, he can be reasonable. Lonnie.
I respect your guys' love for Black Diamond, but I'm going to vote for Detroit Rock City. In my opinion, it is the superior song. To me, that is.
Oh shit! Hanging Chad. I'm sorry. Your vote is not going to be counted, Lonnie.
Wow.
Detroit Rock City is a better running song, jogging song.
Maybe so. But to me, it's probably the first Kiss song I ever heard, and it has stuck with me. It's to me, it's the quintessential Kiss song more than Black Diamond. The riff is absolutely fantastic. The dueling guitar solo is second to none in my opinion. There's nothing cooler than when they play in South America, and you hear all those guys, all the people, all the crowd just singing along to that guitar solo because it's so iconic. So, I'm going to Detroit Rock City.
Don't you like the dishes, washing dishes and stuff at the beginning of it?
It's a good little warm up,
That's the best.
Getting ready to go.
Yeah, and KP Silvernoinen points out that Detroit has problems with the beginning, with the cinematic intro section, and Black Diamond, has a problem with the ending, and that's a good observation. That makes this pick even more difficult.
Makes it more even.
Daniel, what do you have to say?
Well, Mark just said that Black Diamond was used as the ending for the Kiss show for many, many years. Detroit Rock City, however, was the start of a lot of Kiss shows because it's such a perfect kickoff. It's such a kick-ass song, fast, great vocals. And I actually made a list here of the 8 songs, and on my list, Detroit Rock City ranked higher than Black Diamond. I think the problem with the beginning of Detroit Rock City is nothing compared to the ending of Black Diamond. I actually listened through all the songs for once and did some prep work, and I had to, press stop when I listened to Black Diamond. That's just, I don't know what they were thinking. I agree, both are 2 perfect Kiss songs, I would say. But the studio version of Black Diamond, we can all go into the production of the album as well. The guitars on that album doesn't sound that cool. I much more prefer Bob Ezrin's production on Destroyer. Much better than the first one. So I have to give my vote to Detroit Rock City, but I guess Julian will kill Detroit Rock City right about now.
This is very difficult because they are equally good songs to me. There is
it's a draw.
There's no such thing as a draw.
Unfortunately,
I'm going to have to go with Black Diamond because of the elements in that song just resonate more with me. It's more traditional. It's more self-contained within the creative process, that it doesn't have as many external influences on it, that Detroit Rock City has crafting that wasn't necessarily honest to the group at this point. Now, while it did present the band's ethos in a way that they weren't able to vocabularize themselves, Black Diamond is so honest in what it is as a bombastic rock song, and everything's there. It's unified as a great piece of music for me. But on another day, I could easily pick Detroit Rock City. It's just right now right here, right now. Black Diamond.
The band's ethos. Whoa, some
Let's
big
see.
words.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Detroit Rock City.
Wow.
Well, we can blame that on the audience.
We can't blame anything. They're two great songs. One
Yeah,
continued.
it's almost a
That's
draw.
all right. Detroit is a great song.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
I'm not angry about that.
No.
Me neither. Fucking hate that ending. So awful.
All right.
Well, so was the beginning of Detroit Rock City is awful.
Nowhere near the
Nowhere,
the
sure.
ending.
not as near as
No.
the end of
Sure.
No.
end of Black Diamond.
I was singing the praises of this song last night. Take Me.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
Against.
Take me.
This is getting worse. Come on and love me.
Oh, I was hoping.
Lonnie, start us off, please.
I really like.
I wonder what
really
this is
like
gonna
Take Me. I really do, but
I
everybody
wonder.
knows "Come On and Love Me" is my favorite Kiss song, so I'm not going to vote against it. Even though "Take Me" is great, and it's sad one of them's going to go here, but I'm going "Come On and Love Me."
Okay, Ken.
Yes, I'm thinking.
Ken?
Sorry.
That's so hard. So hard.
It is.
I'm gonna go. Ooh, that's it. All right, I'll go. I might go. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'll go. Come on.
It doesn't matter. The peanut gallery is going to outvote us anyways, no matter what we vote.
That's a.
Why do you hate the audience?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with yeah.
I hate
Don't
the
blame
audience
them
because
for your
they're
decisions.
brought in at the last minute now to vote. They should have been in from the very beginning.
I'm gonna go with "Come On and Love Me." Barely overtake me. I really like "Take Me" though.
Daniel.
Yeah, on my list, they are almost next to each other. I had one in third place and one in fourth place. So, to me, there are two of my favorite songs. But to make things interesting, I have to go with "Take Me." To me, I could go either way, but I do like, the way "Take Me" starts off, right off, off the bat. I love the da-da-da-da-da-da. And some of the lyrics are hilarious, so I like them as well. Perfect cock rock. So I'll vote "Take Me."
Have you guys done the Take Me riff in any of your riff offs yet?
I
still
don't
need
think
to catch
so.
up on those.
No.
Yeah,
All right,
I don't think so.
then. All right, so who's left to vote?
Guess who?
Me.
Me. And you.
Two are left.
Mark.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to go first, Julian, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going with "Come On and Love Me." It's just one of my all-time favorite Kiss songs. Just it's ahead of "Take Me," which is also a really great Kiss song, and I don't even need to think about it. Mark, what about you?
Well, since it doesn't matter because the peanut gallery will vote it out anyway, so I'm just gonna vote for "Come On and Love Me" then, because there's no reason to vote for "Take Me," which is the better song, but we'll just vote for "Come On and Love Me." Okay, that's my vote.
That was such a cop out. Blaming the audience, but you're right. It's
I'm not
runaway.
blaming it.
One,
They're
two, three,
the
four,
ones who are going to be
5, 6,
deciding
7,
it.
8, 10, 11. It's probably 11 for "Come On and Love Me." There are only 4
Still
votes
mad
for
about
all.
Black Diamond being eliminated, I guess.
No, I don't care.
All right, we have a mission. Let's make Mark angry. All right.
We've already succeeded.
Nah, it doesn't matter who's going to win
Alright.
it anyways, but
Yes, of course
It does matter. It does matter.
It's
We
the
spent
biggest-
like 2 years doing this shit. All right, so "Nowhere to Run"
okay.
versus "Rocket Ride."
Oh,
The little choo-choo train that could is still here. She wants a rocket ride. Mark, we shall commence with you, sir, because your vote counts right now. The song's going to be in the lead.
Yeah. for now, of course. I think that if I'm going to vote on this one, I think I'm going to go her Nowhere to Run. Nowhere to Run has always been one of those songs I've enjoyed, loved. I thought it's a song should be on a studio album, should have been on a proper studio record. One of Paul Stanley's better vocal performances of all time. I know people love Rocket Ride, and we'll pick that, but it's a great song too. I like Rocket Ride. I've never had a problem with Rocket Ride. But if you're asking me which song I like better, I like Nowhere to Run better.
Thank you. Now I have corrections to do because of someone who has access to our chat account, Mr. Ken. So, Ken, would you like to have your third vote now?
You're muted, Ken.
You're muted, Ken.
There
Classic,
you go. There's karma.
Classic Ken.
There it is right there. Yeah, sorry about that. I thought about logging in as a bunch of different people. Then I could, change the votes.
You're such a cheater. I remember when we did the Kiss quizzes. You were googling all the time when we did the Kiss quizzes.
Oh no, I was not.
Yes, you were.
I was not. I lost all of them except once. So anyway, all right. Okay, Rocket Ride for me, definitely. Love that song. Great song. Should have been on Love Gun. I've said it before. Yes. It would have been considered a classic. More if it wasn't on side 4 of Alive 2. Great riff, great song, great, perfect. Better than Shock Me. So come on now. Yeah. Rocket Ride.
Oh, so Rocket Ride.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out which one of your other votes to delete to make sure this
SpaceX Ride, whatever it is.
Okay, Daniel.
Yeah, I'm just looking at in a Firehouse magazine from 1995 where they did a readers poll, 500 completed service, and Nowhere to Run ended up in 78th place. And Rocket Ride didn't even make the 100 favorite songs. So these two songs are somewhat of a surprise that they made it so far for us, because if we go back to 95, people really didn't appreciate these two songs like we did. But I think both of the songs are great. Looking at this list, I see that the top 8, we have 5 out of those songs. So we're pretty much in agreement there. But Nowhere to Run and Rocket Ride are our two big surprises to make it this far. And it's a hard matchup. I love Rocket Ride. Ken had some really valid points. Should have been a Love Gun and so on. Nowhere to Run, I really love that song as well, but it's kind of hard. But I think I have to go with Nowhere to Run, because I love the way Paul sings that one. Just unfortunate that they never did it live, as we talked about a few weeks ago. Maybe it could have worked on his solo tour in '89. That would have been real cool to hear it back then.
Someone hates Ace.
Yeah, Nowhere to Run, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Lonnie, your vote still matters.
Well, it's interesting that the two Cinderella songs go up against each other here.
Yeah.
But one of them is and one of them is going to move on to the final 4.
Yep.
But I'm going to go Rocket Ride. I just like the song better than Nowhere to Run. While Nowhere to Run is good, I think Rocket Ride is just a superior song. I agree with Ken that it should be considered one of the classic Kiss songs, but it gets forgotten on side 4 of the Alive 2.
Yep. Definitely.
So Rocket Ride?
Yep.
Well, I'm going to go with Nowhere to Run. It's just a magnificent song that was completely lost to the catalog in so many ways. And it is just a crying shame for something that was released to have just been kind of discarded so easily. But then again, and it's a tough pick between these two, because Rocket Ride is really a great song, but as someone reminded me yesterday, don't be blinded by the fact that it was top 40 when that was a top 40 via Payola. So great song, great Ace signature, but Nowhere to Run is actually something that makes me sad when thinking about how great it is versus how it was treated as a throwaway. All right. It still doesn't help Nowhere to Run win because it only managed to get 6 votes. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. Rocket Ride is the winner.
Well, this will make you happy, Julian. The top song on the in the readers poll in '95 was Deuce. So back in the day, people appreciate that one.
How does that make me feel better after what you guys did to it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to put some Band-Aid on your wounds.
You're just rubbing salt in. Salt.
All right,
we're gonna go straight into the final four.
Oh Lord. Final four.
Oh Lord.
This is the semifinals.
Detroit Rock City.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Unholy.
Okay. Detroit Rock City versus Unholy.
Lonnie.
Let's see what Lonnie does on this one.
That's a
now
tough
let's see if he
one.
puts his money where his mouth is. Now let's see.
I'm going to go Detroit. I'm going Detroit Rock City. I said,
Mr. Revenge, what happened?
As much as I love Revenge, I love Destroyer. Probably
more than Mark.
It's probably my second favorite Kiss album. And like I said earlier, Detroit Rock City is probably the first Kiss song I ever heard. I sung its praises just 10 minutes ago with the riff and guitar solo and everything else. While I love Unholy and I love Revenge, Detroit Rock City is the better song.
Oof. Mark.
I'll go Detroit Rock City too.
Why?
Full stop.
The Bob Ezrin production.
Yeah, the Bob's production is so good on this song. It's brilliant.
The solo he came up
It's
with.
absolutely fantastic. It surely must be the #1 pick of all time. So let's go with Detroit Rock City.
I get the feeling you're being facetious. Ken.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be Detroit Rock City also. Yeah. It's much better than Unholy in my mind, you know. But Unholy was a great comeback, but Detroit Rock City is such a great classic. It's hard to get sick of it, even though they play it every concert anyway. I still haven't gotten sick of it. Sounds great when I hear it, you know, whatever format. So Detroit Rock City wins for me.
Daniel.
Well, these were my one of the songs are in first place and the other one in second place. So I'm glad they both made it this far. I had them as my 2 top songs in the Kiss catalog. I'm a bit flabbergasted, you know. Lonnie going against Revenge and Mark going for Destroyer. So this is just wicked. But comparing the 2 songs, I think Unholy is such a great song. Such a punch in the face when you hear that one. But I can't go against Detroit Rock City. I think it's the quintessential Kiss song, and I think it works in the studio version. I like the studio version, and it translates so well live, even though we're not talking live. But such a, you can't, you know, however you produce this song or however it is performed, it sounds great. It's been the show starter for a long time for Kiss. I have to go with Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Unholy.
Ironic, Julian. Yeah. Okay.
As a joke.
It doesn't matter.
It's
a complete runaway. But I just want to prove
at least it gets one vote.
Yeah, at least it gets one more vote. So it's managed a whopping 4 versus 3, 6, 9, 12, 14.
Oh, Lord.
That was very one-sided.
Yeah.
But I think this next one will be one-sided as well, because that just leaves Rocket Ride and Come On and Love Me. And let's make sure Mark's vote counts. Mark.
It's not that easy. No.
Yeah, it probably is. I'm just gonna go with "Come On and Love Me." I mean, I think "Rocket Ride" is a good song, but when to me, at the end of the day, if you're gonna compare, one of the things I've always liked about Kiss songs are the vocals, the singing, and Paul Stanley will always obliterate Ace Frehley when it comes to singing. So, "Come On and Love Me" is the better song in my opinion.
Daniel.
Two cool songs. I love the riffing on "Come On and Love Me" and that little solo thing. I think isn't it Paul Stanley?
Yeah.
Paul Stanley doing some stuff in the beginning of that song. Love that, and of course, I like the production of "Dress to Kill." I think that's a cool production, clean. So I always enjoy that record. That's the first Kiss record that I could listen to instead of searching for other versions of the songs. The two first albums, I very seldom listen to those albums. I go for other versions, but "Dress to Kill," I can listen from the beginning to the end of that album. I enjoy the production. I think it's
Oh, sorry.
yeah. Thanks for that, Mark. What was I talking about? Well, I have to go with "Come On and Love Me."
Why not? Everyone else is.
Yeah, it's a better song.
I don't want to, but I'm going to. I'm going to vote for "Come On and Love Me."
Why don't you want to?
Because I like Rocket Ride.
Because it's your favorite song.
I really like Rocket Ride. I think it's just such a great song. Again, it's an underrated kind of song, in my opinion. Just a great underrated song. So, but "Come On and Love Me" is a really well-written, great song. Great lyrics. The whole thing is really cool. So I got to go with "Come On and Love Me."
Lonnie.
Yeah, it's "Come On and Love Me" for sure. Rocket Ride, sneaks into the final four, but its Cinderella story ends going against "Come On and Love Me." So it's definitely that.
And I agree. It really, again, it's just one of the best songs in the catalog. Always be near the top of my list. It's a riff I always loved playing.
Yeah.
Which means that the final is
final.
Yeah, I mean, Mark's snorting, and I guess I'm going to echo that snort because it's like, really? Detroit Rock City versus "Come On and Love Me." Mark, start us off again.
Well, I mean, I think the writing's on the wall, and it has been since the beginning of this episode. And the winner is going to be Detroit Rock City, because it's sort of etched in people's minds that this is what Kiss is. This song represents everything that Kiss is about, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's some great guitar playing in there. There's fantastic vocals. There's at least everything about this song is good. My main problem with this song always has been is that I just don't find that that album was very Kiss-like. But now, having over the years listened to it many times, and especially in a live capacity and stuff like that, the song is great. No matter what, any way you look at it, it's a great song, and it will always go down as a song that people know. If you can go in the middle of the street and ask somebody to name a Kiss song, they could probably name Detroit Rock City right off the bat. So that shows the impact of the song. I love "Come On and Love Me" as well, but I'm pretty sure that more people would probably know Detroit Rock City, even in general public, than maybe "Come On and Love Me." So I'm going to go with Detroit Rock City.
All right. Ken.
Yeah, I got to go with Detroit Rock City. I do like it better than "Come On and Love Me." It's classics, played all the time, but a good song. That song's really good, and it's not your typical type, written song. It's really well done. The style of it, you got to give props to Ezrin for that one. I think that middle part does make it, really does something, elevates it to this next level. The guitar solo, harmonizing guitar solo going on that he came up with, just a fantastic idea. on that. I think if it didn't have that, it might have not been as good as it was. So Detroit Rock City, yep, I don't get sick of that one ever. That's it for me.
All right, who's next? Lonnie?
As much as I like Detroit Rock City, I'm not going to vote against my favorite Kiss song. Come on and love it. I'm not going to do it. So and Detroit Rock City is fantastic, and it represents so much of what Kiss is all about. But Come on, Love Me, it's my favorite song, so I'm still going to vote for it.
Daniel?
Yeah, in the readers poll from 95, Detroit Rock City ended up in second place, and Come On Love Me in ninth place. So they've been fan favorites for a long time, both these songs. I like them both. But when you look at how they are crafted, I mean, Detroit Rock City is such a well-crafted song, from the solo to the bridge. And I kind of like the beginning with, that cinematic feel. And the vocals. Come On Love Me is a cool song. It's fun. When I heard them live, I'd have to say that Detroit Rock City worked better than Come On Love Me. I love both, but Detroit Rock City is probably the best Kiss song ever. It was at the top of my list as well when I did the list, so... Yep.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. As much as I love Come On and Love Me, it's Detroit Rock City is possibly the quintessential Kiss song, for better or worse. And I think if we went back to episode 1 of these death matches, one of us would be pontificating that Detroit Rock City is going to win this, and I don't think any of us would be surprised by that pronouncement, because we knew Black Diamond was going to go deep. We knew Deuce should have gone deep. We knew Unholy would probably go deep as well. That there are certain songs in the catalog that stand out so importantly that we can continuously agree with one another, even if we don't like elements of the producer or the performance, say Bob Ezrin singing the solo for Detroit Rock City or tacking on the audio intro to the piece. That doesn't detract from the bombast of Detroit Rock City as a song in the band's catalog. And as Daniel pointed out, when you ask someone on the street to name a Kiss song, there's going to be very few people who know more than about 5 songs. I think it's probably going to be like 5 songs that are picked continuously. And Detroit Rock City is more likely to be in that list. So it's no surprise that we've gone through this long-winded process of probably over 10 hours of death matches to narrow it down to the obvious. So congratulations, Captain Obviouses. It's a really massive accomplishment to state the obvious. But what do you think should be the next death match series? Mark. I'm picking on Mark a lot first today. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I think somebody mentioned it once before that maybe we should pick the best 78 solo album song, but that might be too easy to do that. I don't know. But that's an option. I mean, and maybe something to do with
that, right?
No.
Well,
No.
could be. It might be a deep one, but maybe not a winner. But I mean, you could do that, and I know Daniel's been talking a lot about we talk about the difference between live and studio. So maybe something to do with live songs might be a good idea to do too, because we always say that this song is great studio, but it sucks live, or the other way around. So maybe something to do with that.
Lonnie, what sort of matchups would you like to see as a possible next series?
I think that we could do something like we could go with the live albums, like Alive 2, Alive 3, 4, Unplugged, Vegas, and kind of go those up against one another. And we might end up with some matches of Deuce versus Deuce, or Detroit Rock City versus Detroit Rock City, and things like that. But I think that might be interesting, because we always sing the praises of Unplugged, and we always sing the praises of Alive 1. Well, let's kind of put some of those songs up against one another. That might be fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rodrigo says the best song is "Lover All I Can." That's it. Thank you and have a nice day. Yeah,
Good song.
There you have
That's
it.
a good one. Yeah.
so many good ones. Daniel, what have you been considering for possibilities for future deathmatch series?
Well, what I would like to do is to have a death match between solo efforts from the KISS members. But that would actually cause us to do some prep work because I don't know how much we remember of Peter Criss's first, Out of Control or Vinnie Vincent's first album. But it sure as hell would be interesting to see if there are any cool songs from those albums that would go all the way. You could have Vinnie Vincent's Invasion, Ace Frehley's Comet, Peter Criss's solo efforts in the early 80s, Live to Win, Soul Station maybe, Gene Simmons' Asshole. There's a lot of, but those are kind of, I'm not sure that every panelist know each and every of those songs, so we would have to put in some work, and that would maybe make this one a bit hard to to do because we would have to listen to some old stuff. But I actually did an episode on another podcast about the Vinnie Vincent albums, and when I listened to them, there were a lot of songs that I didn't remember, so it was kind of cool to go back, much like when we had the Versus episodes, Kiss versus 70s albums, Kiss versus 80s albums. I think that was kind of fun because you rediscovered some music that you haven't listened to for a while. And I thought that made me feel a bit happy, and I found some gems that I had forgotten about. So I would look forward to something like that.
All right, Kent. Death match for the vault.
Yeah.
Best
Boy,
song
that'd be a very interesting, different one. Well, I would enjoy it. I don't think other people would as much as I do. I think I like Lonnie's. I mean, this whole album one's a good one. I like Lonnie's idea of the live ones to kind of have the definitive live version of those songs from whatever era, like God of Thunder from Alive 2 or whatever. I think that'd be cool to see, certain songs go up against each other of these live different versions. Maybe do it the songs that were on each of or appeared more than once on live albums, and then actually pit those songs against each other first, and then you get the good one there, and then you could pit them against the other songs that have won, the definitive songs from each of those live against the various different songs. So
the voice of reason thinking fast on his feet. I like
it.
it.
That's a good idea.
I had some coffees. It helps. So I think something like that would be cool.
Yeah, I actually like Ken's idea a lot.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Going through the consistent songs across live releases and throwing those up against each other for what we think is the best live version of that particular song, and then matching, throwing it into the hat with the remaining songs that have only been performed a few, single times. That'd be a really fun, couple or three episodes to do. So I like that. We'll have to take a listen. I think that's easier to do than listening to shit like White Tiger. Because how much attachment do we have to some of those things?
We all know your love for prep work. You don't like prepping, but you guys out there, he did like 50 hours for another podcast when he was doing an episode, Julian. So he is. He can do it if he wants to. But I think the thing with White Tiger and all of that crap, it would make us, because we know all the Kiss album inside out, so there's nothing new. But the soul albums, I don't think we know as much. We might have forgotten some of the soul albums. So I think it would be fun just to rediscover stuff, and maybe we can find a gem or two on White Tiger. I don't know. I don't remember a single song from that album.
But some of those albums we don't know for a reason, because some of them are pretty bad. Right?
Of course, that's true. But it's fun to listen to bad music as well. We can bash it. That's fun.
Yeah, and I think rather than surprising Mark by letting the peanut gallery votes from at the end, we'll allow that from the beginning. What do you think, Mark? Do you
I think
it's
that I think that'd be better
from our audience.
Yeah,
You just
I think it'd
feel
be
that I
better
did a bit of bait and switch today.
Yeah, because the thing is, I think, imagine if they would have been involved from the very first round. I think we would have had a completely different last.
Oh shit! It would have been Read
This
My
would have
Body
made it through.
versus I Finally Found My Way to You in the final.
Who knows what it could have been? It could have been a completely different set of songs at the end.
I don't think it would be that
Couple of
different.
them.
Because there's been a lot of times I saw in the gallery that people were like, no, and then completely voted differently to what we did at the end.
Yeah. So I think we've got a good plan, and I do want to thank everyone who voted today. You know, your votes counted, whether you won or lost. So we do appreciate you chiming in with your opinions, and you've been really fun throughout these many death matches that we've done. Attacking us and correcting us for our insane opinions at times, or what you perceive to be insane opinions. So it is appreciated. It makes the show a lot more fun to do. But that's it for now. So from Daniel, Lonnie, Ken, Mark, and myself, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for spending time listening to the KissFAQ podcast today. All sales are final. There are no refunds. If you'd like, look us up on Facebook or come over to the KissFAQ message board and discuss the topic we broadcast today. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes, Spreaker, or wherever you've listened to the show. We hope you'll join us again.